see, I'm surrounded by gas masks. And for those of you who are Prepping 101 fans and were here years ago when I was kind of getting into the granularity of these subjects, I have covered gas masks before. The problem is that there is an unbelievable amount of misinformation out there about gas masks, why you need them, their efficacy, and what they should cost. You may have seen recently I did a SHOT Show article on Mira Safety, who are selling $300 check masks. Those same exact masks can be had for $20. Not exact because they're current military issue, but very close. The US has the M98 mask, which is a full shield mask now. The M95 had the holes. The M95 masks are few and far between. When people sell them, they're generally in the north of $100 kind of category, and they're just a gas mask. The only real country who has ever had a civilian mask is Russia, and now Israel. Israel does have some civilian masks as well. I will cover that more in my children gas masks options video and article on Grid Down. For adult gas masks, there are tons out there that are fine, including the good old Russian GP5, probably the most maligned gas mask of history. And these can still be had for under $20 each in just about any size you want. This is a size 4. Probably going to do a separate article and video also on gas mask sizing, specifically the GP5 sizing. The size 4 is tight but fits on me. And tight is really what you're looking for with any gas mask. I would never tell anyone to go and buy a World War II gas mask or even a Vietnam era gas mask like the M17 US mask. When those hit eBay, they usually go for over $100 because many of them have the built-in hood system, and therefore they go for big bucks. But the filters for those masks are very difficult to find, and the Czech copy, the Polish copy, which I'll get to, the Czech copy here, they do not fit the US mask. You do need filters for your mask also, preferably sealed filters. I covered this one back for my Black Friday Prepping 101 article for you Guns America people. This is a Polish mask that at the time I believe was going for $30 on eBay with a sealed 1993 filter, which the filter has its seals intact and in a sealed thick bag. And it also came in this waterproof canvas case, belt case. So it was like 30 bucks. And I can demonstrate for you what, if you're buying any recently surplus, and by recent I mean 30 or 40 years, 80s, 70s, probably is the latest back I would go, even though I've never seen a mask, even for World War II, that you could not do this with. Okay, this is the key. Okay? You put it against your face. Put your hand over where the filter goes. Don't open your filter. And when you breathe in, it sucks up against your face. It's like a scuba mask. That's it. If you can do that with it, that means that the mask is solid. I've never seen a butyl rubber mask go bad. I've never seen the valve seals go bad. They're all using this indestructible butyl rubber. And they're for militaries, and they go for big bucks. These Polish masks, they're gone, I'm sorry. If you see this mask, it's a good mask. The plastic is a little yellowed on the shield, but it is a shield, so you have a pretty good field of vision here. And this actually has a water tube that goes to your mouth as well, which connects out here. You can just stick your canteen right into the mask. It's a really great mask, and it was like $30 or $40 with everything. And those kinds of deals really are everywhere. You just have to look for them. The GP5 is going to be your cheapest option. I will link in the article, I'll probably also in the YouTube description, I will link to the guy who is selling these GP5s that I have here. He sends them with the original paper cover with the elastic band over the snout and wrapped in plastic, and he has a little note that says cosmetic talc inside. Do not worry, clean before using. And he has the size on it. He has he takes a lot of pride in what he's selling. And like I said, I'll do a separate video on the filter, the Russian filters and the supposed asbestos in them. There's never been any asbestos that I can find in them. These are filters from the 80s. He will generally send you one of these filters wrapped in paper, and it has a seal on the front and a seal on the back. When I opened one up to show you guys what's in them, which I'll do in a separate video, it actually released air when I put the can opener on it. So that's what this guy sells you for under $20 a person. You're going to have to judge your head size. Like I said, I'll show you the comparison between them, the different sizes. There really isn't much comparison between them. You'll also see that the GP5 in this Everstar box. Generally, people who are selling the Everstars sell them at a premium because they think they're better or something. I don't know. This is a size 2, and they have medium on the box. But again, it is the exact same mask. These masks actually were in a storage shed, outdoor storage shed in Florida for about 5 years, I would say, since I did my first go at them. And they came with, this actually has a 1990, it appears, filter. So, but the filter caps are not pretty, but I'm sure that just like the other ones I opened, they will be just fine. So if you see the Everstar, you can get a buy on the Everstars. They're the exact same mask. Someone brought in a container of them from Russia at the time, or Ukraine, and sold them. And that was their website was getmask.com, which I believe is long gone. So those are the GP5s. The other ones that you'll see surplus a lot for 40 millimeter masks. GP5s are 40 millimeter masks, which means that they fit all the NATO filters, like this Israeli filters and this Hungarian filter. They fit all the standard M95 filters, all that stuff. The same as the Scott masks and the MSA masks, all the high-priced masks. This is the Russian military mask. It's called the GP7. There's a civilian version of this as well. It has rubber straps, same butyl rubber. It will never go bad on you. It comes actually with a cage inside the mask. And that cage just kind of keeps it all rigid. And it comes in, same thing, in a canvas bag. The GP7 filters were basically the same filter, different factory. I'm not going to open it because I don't open my filters. They just look a little bit different. They tend to go for a little more when you see GP7 filters. This filter is this is a 2002. So it probably is just an update to the factory. I don't know. But this is with these kind of eyes, this is the military GP7. The civilian GP7 has circles on them, and I've seen them recently. There's a rash of them on eBay that have some corrosion around the metal on the eye things. I may just buy one just to show you guys that they're fine. This GP7 comes with a drinking straw as well. I'm not going to detach it to show you, but it goes into a standard canteen. It fits the NATO canteen as well, and they work great. They fit great. They are different sizes. This is a size 2. I think they go up also to size 4, size 5. But they have a very large, the GP7, I don't know if you can see that there. It has a very big kind of webbing on the edges, so that even if your face is much smaller or much bigger, it gets a tight seal. It's a really great design, the GP7. And not uncomfortable like the GP5. The GP5, you kind of have to strangle it onto your head. I'll do it in a separate video. So for the 40 millimeter masks, you will find some others out there. I'm not just going to buy them all. I may come back and do a couple videos on some when I see a lot surplus, like I did with the Polish mask. When I see a lot surplus, maybe I'll grab one and I'll just show you what the mask is and turn you on to it if you're following Grid Down. I will link to this guy in the description, and I'll probably give you some GP7 resources as well. Now I'm going to move on to not standard masks, okay? But first I'll at least mention, like I said, I have the one of the Israeli filters here, and I have the Hungarian filters. These were heavily on the surplus market on eBay recently. They have seals across their seals, so you know that someone didn't screw them off and put them back on. That the Israeli one actually has a plastic guard against taking the cap off. So you know that these things have never been compromised. Unfortunately, the cheap prices are kind of dried up. I got these for roughly $5 each. Now they're about $15 each, and I probably will link to them in the description of the video, and for sure on the Grid Down article I definitely will. So that's the end. That's the 40 millimeter filters. Now, if you're not going to carry a lot of filters, or you're not going to, like, I have a shelf at home that I'm putting gas masks on, because if you need to leave and there is alpha beta radiation from a nuclear power plant in the air, this is going to be the only way to keep things like strontium 90, cobalt 60, even cesium 137 can be a beta particle that falls down through the air. It's not good to breathe that stuff, obviously, and a gas mask is really, and obviously iodine for certain. If you smell blood in the air, you smell that coppery smell, and especially if you haven't taken KI. If you've taken KI, fine, but even if you have, you should mask up, because it means that there is iodine 131 in the air. If you're not going to carry filters, all right, that's my other point. One of the very heavily surplus masks right now is the Czech M10 mask. There are some that have a drinking straw. There are some that do not have a drinking straw. I don't know if these are just yet another Eastern Bloc civilian mask, and the ones with the drinking straw, I don't know. I don't get into all the history of them. There's guys out there farming YouTube clicks who get into a lot of stuff about gas masks that are completely invalid. So I'm just trying to tell you what you can buy to protect yourself. Generally, the Czech M10s are going to come with this kind of filter. They're all cheek piece filters. They're all copies of the US M17, the Vietnam era US mask. It appears that the newer filters have some kind of rubber gasketing system here, where they don't have a screw in of any kind. They just kind of go into the cheek piece, and you just kind of pop this through. Okay, so I'm not going to do that right now. I may do like I said, separate video on some of these more granular topics. If you get an M10, make sure that it comes with the caps, because if you are going to get a separate stash of filters, you can get these M10 filters. There's guys on eBay that have them. I actually have an order out for them that got lost by the USPS, or I'd be able to show them to you now. They have a screw on them. The old style have a screw on them. So these M10 masks do come with these caps in paper. Like, these are all brand new. They come with everything. So don't hesitate to buy a Czech M10 mask. This one says large on the tag, but it says 2 on the mask. So it does fit me. It does seal just fine. There's, again, a very wide bearing surface on this mask, so that as long as you can get your chin in there, you're going to be able to get that. You're going to be able to get that fit. All right, and it's got like an extra strap here. I don't know what the deal is. This strap, maybe it's meant to put around your arms or something, I guess. It's a very robust system. Clearly a very robust system. It's discolored from age a little bit, but it does suck up against your face and holds air, no problem. So that's one that's not a 40 millimeter filter, okay? The other thing that you can get is a 60 millimeter filter mask, okay? A 60 millimeter filter used to be the standard. That was what was on the M9 mask, the US, the Western M9 mask. You see, that is a 60 millimeter filter compared to a 40 millimeter filter. See the difference? So this comes with its own filter. So you don't have to, if you're not going to be buying extra filters anyway, you really don't have to worry about that, because it comes, this is a Serbian mask. It comes with a filter that's sealed on both caps. Both ends are sealed, and it's in a sealed, very heavy, probably at least 3-4 mil plastic bag, okay? So I'm not going to open this to show it to you because I want to keep it the way it is, okay? So that's your other option. There is an adapter that's a 60 millimeter to 40 millimeter thing. I bought a bunch of Canadian masks at one time. For years ago, I used to cover this stuff, and they were 60 millimeter. And I got these adapters. I just ordered one so I can show you, again, in a separate video, I'll show you the way these adapters work. And I believe I have one of these Serbian masks open somewhere anyway that I'll be able to use. So that's kind of your overview. If you want a 40 millimeter mask, the GP7 is a very comfortable mask. GP5 is the cheap mask. If you can score these guys, I actually just found some M95 masks on eBay for 40 bucks each. No filter. So you can always just buy the Russian filters. These filters are about 40 bucks for 6 of them, and they are true NBC filters. They're an unbelievable buy, and they do fit all the 40 millimeter masks. So, we'll see you next time.
Fire!